A Pamatmat has availed himself of the educational opportunities Sonoma State has to offer. His bachelor's degree from the Hutchins School, his education specialist teaching credential, and now a master's degree focused on special education and public policy. A passionate advocate for individuals with disabilities and those living at the margins of society, Shahin wishes to use his Sonoma State education to make the world a more socially just place. Whether he does that by starting a nonprofit to support the career ambitions of people with disabilities, who tend to be underemployed, or by pursuing a doctorate on his way to broader policy influence, there is no doubt that his will be a very powerful voice. You should remember that you heard him here tonight. Please welcome Shahin Pamatmat to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for allowing me to speak to you tonight. Thank you to my wife and beautiful daughter, Amanda and Bahar, for your endless love and support, which has guided me to this very stage. Thank you, Dr. Mahdavi, Dr. Ray, and Mr. Verroulx. Your guidance and wisdom has shaped me into a better educator, citizen, and overall person. We stand at the precipice of a great movement. As I address you, thousands of children will go to sleep tonight with hungered bellies and exhausted minds. Some of these children will be displaced by disaster. Others will be displaced by abject poverty and systemic injustices. As I speak, our government continues to intern children at our borders and strip away the rights of its own citizens. I stand here looking at a crowd of great potential and power, and I see the faces of those ready to help and to lead. So who among this beautiful crowd will hold a wrench? Who will wield the tools and dismantle the great machine built of injustice and of racism, of social inequity and economic disparity? Who among you will create landscapes of equality and prosperity? Some of you are to become educators, school leaders, social workers, child development specialists, and superheroes. Whatever your title may be, you are all charged with shaping the future of our world. Your children are to become critical members of a global community, and you are graduating from programs centered on finding great solutions to social inequity, to providing community and stability where there may be none. This program has provided you a pathway to finding the right tools to correct the errors of history. So what tools will you use? How will your work teach our children that their identity is their own and that it is once both beautiful and powerful? How will your tools build a framework for meaningful learning? Learning that is not a means to fulfill the wants of the market, but rather a means to fulfill the wants and curiosities of the mind. How will you empower our future to be agents of change and empathy, and to create an environment of inclusion and equity? We all have a responsibility to show our children that discovery does not need a practical underpinning, that idealism and perseverance can save the world. We have a responsibility to illustrate reverence of the aesthetic simply for the sake of awe and wonder. Today, we are all educators, and we are at the precipice of a new era. And it is imperative to remember that education is the silver bullet, and we must forge new tools to continue building a new landscape. I have my wrench, and it is polished. I build for my daughter, for my partner, for my family, for those afraid to reveal their true selves for fear of persecution. I will build for those who have no home but the classroom, for those who think differently, and for those who are exceptional. With my wrench, I join you in building this new landscape. You are graduated and your future awaits. You are able, you are resilient, you are a community, you are loved. So let's get to work. Thank you, congratulations, live long and prosper.